Why, hello. How are you?
You a weirdo.
Yeah, I guess I had to be. You had to be there for it to get it.
Welcome back, y'all.
Weirdo.
Thank you.
This guy.
I'm your host, B. Ryan. It's my co-host.
J Bell.
And this is
Final thoughts. I watched you.
Somebody's got to. Today's topic: should broke men procreate? Let's check it out.
Broke men shouldn't have a lineage, period.
Yeah.
Broke men shouldn't have a lineage?
They shouldn't.
No, they shouldn't. My dad's a broke man. Yeah, my dad's a broke man, and he has 4 kids from 4 different.
Broke men should not have a lineage?
They shouldn't. Why are they procreating?
I am with you,
they can't afford it.
It's tough to listen to. It's tough, but think about it.
But poor does not mean they wouldn't take care of their kid. Your parents were on welfare.
No. My parents weren't.
You
My
said-
parents weren't on welfare. My mom was on welfare.
Okay.
When my dad came into the picture, he made life.
Wait, so it's
better
okay for
us.
women to be on welfare, but not for men to
you
be
have
on
children-
welfare?
So listen, but
If you-
the matter of fact is that a lot of men step out of the children's life. My mom had to do what she needed to do, and that's why I'm saying broke men shouldn't be dating, because you end up with situations.
I see what you're
this.
saying.
I'm not saying broke people.
Oh, you said
A
broke
man.
men. You said
Men
broke men should not have a
specifically.
lineage.
And listen. I know
That's
that
a hot
I know
take.
it is. It's a very hot take. But listen, again, even if you're wealthy or even if you're rich with money, doesn't mean that you're really rich.
Wait, I have a
internally.
follow-up. Let's say you were the dictator of America. Would you ban poor men? Like, would you ban
Yes.
poor men from having children?
Yes.
So,
Here we go.
should broke men procreate? I think we should reproduce, but not procreate.
Nigga, what?
Should that?
Yeah, I think we should, engage in having women have our kids.
Yeah.
But procreation, I'm totally against that.
What the does that mean, Kobe Bryant?
Shouldn't do that.
You know, that's
Especially reprocreation. That's out of the
yeah.
question.
So I'm anti-procreation, but I think that
I'm pro reprocreation.
yeah.
What are you talking about?
Anyway,
You play too much.
so did you hear that? Did you hear? Oh my goodness, that is insane.
You can't make this shit up, people.
I think that there's so much we have to talk about when it comes to this situation.
I'm sure some of y'all agree with that, though.
With your broke ass.
Look at you. Some of y'all do agree
Yeah.
with that. I bet money.
Should broke men procreate? And I think that if you feel like you're in a situation where you can bring a child into this world and care for that child appropriately, then sure. I grew up poor, and my mama had me, and I'm doing good.
Good.
I'm well, and she was no more than like a security guard getting paid like $9-10 an hour, and she still was able to put me through school, Catholic school at that.
Bruh.
And you know what I'm saying? I graduated, and now I'm in IT, and I'm doing well for myself. So it's kind of weird. Like, what if my broke dad and my broke mom, because they were broke, didn't have me? You know what I'm saying? Like, didn't get together and have me. I would never exist. And now I'm like taking care of mom. I pay all her bills. She don't have nothing to worry about.
Yeah. It's
So
like
she getting her return on investment, I guess.
yeah, she is, for sure. So it's just weird
You a weirdo.
because it's weird on so many different levels. One is that This is an impossible standard. And I know I've seen women online kind of echo the same sentiment about not even just the procreation part, but just like the dating part of like broke men shouldn't even date. Right? You should have your stuff together before you even step out. That's stupid for a number of reasons, because you don't know, you really haven't thought about what you're asking for. It's impossible because let's say you're broke and you're in high school or you're on your way to college. Most people in college are broke, and that's where you do all your fucking
language.
Yeah.
Actually,
I was.
So, you know, and some people have their high school sweethearts that they end up marrying. Some people meet the person that they marry in college, where both of y'all are broke, but y'all are studying to get your degrees.
Right.
This is an impossibility. It's never gonna happen to request that you don't get you don't date until you get your life together. That's not what young people do. That's never what young people do. Were you thinking about how much money it was in your pocket when you was eyeballing the hot guy who was playing football? No, you weren't.
No.
Of course not. So this whole standard is stupid, for one. It's never going to happen. And the other side of it is all of the beauty that does come from people who aren't, so say, financially stable getting together. Like, one of the questions that the guys asked was like, is it okay for a broke man to date a broke woman? Is that all right?
Everybody like,
I ain't got it either. Alright, let's get together. You know, is there something wrong with it? I think we can all agree with the idea of when you start a family, you want to be able to provide for that family.
Right.
I think everybody agrees with that. I don't think most people agree with the idea of denying a section of our populace the ability to start a family because of their financial situation.
Because she said she would ban it.
She did.
And he brought up a point, well, if you were to ban it, you would like essentially mess over like African Americans and other minorities.
Yeah.
That's suspicious.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
That's who you would be fucking over. And he was like called a eugenicist and stuff like that. And I was just like, yeah, I mean,
which fact check actually,
And actually,
it's more white people that are on government
welfare
assistance than black people. Just saying.
nerd.
So you know, just throwing that out there. That part actually isn't true. It's more white
but
people.
they have more access to wealth and more
No,
leniency towards
they
loans
do.
and stuff.
They do.
So it's just like
It's just a numbers game.
we would be getting handled.
Yeah, we would be.
Yeah.
We would be for sure.
Yeah.
Numbers alone, they are more on it because obviously it's more of them. So yeah.
I guess I don't know the numbers,
that
but
regard.
I guess it would be a per capita thing. Like,
Yeah.
but like I said, I don't know the numbers on that. Really, that doesn't even matter.
Regardless, somebody getting messed over.
But you saw how everybody jumped when he was like, "Well, should a broke woman date a rich man? Procreate with a rich man, whatever." She should definitely because what if she go and get her nails done? She stay at home and cook and just be this perfect little.
No, whoa, nigga.
Stop it.
All that, right?
Stop it.
When he asked the vice versa, that one, everybody was like,
Bitch, what?
I guess if she want to do that,
you know what?
Sound like a
Like
set
it
to me.
should be something that they do agree on. Like
there's got to be a discussion first.
You hear me? Because what if he from the Ninth Ward
And then,
she
you know,
from?
You got to go through all these checks and balances.
Like, damn.
But no, it's just the whole idea of it is dumb on the face of it, which is why towards the middle of it, she was kind of like trying to walk it back. She walked it back a little bit, then she walked it back a little more.
I need to gather my thoughts.
Wait. I need to stop and think about this. Like, oh, yeah, because you're realizing how stupid the thing that you said was.
It's hot. It's hot in that bitch, huh? It's a little hot. I know.
Anybody else?
I know.
Oh, but to be clear, there are some women who think along these lines. I don't think most women think like this, though. I think she is kind of an outlier because of her upbringing.
Yeah, she a person of color, right?
It says she's a POC, you know.
Man, bro, quit lying, bro.
Okay. You know, that doesn't bar her from having stupid opinions, clearly. You know.
Y'all think she a POC? Put it in the comments. Anyway, what were you saying? Y'all say yes or no.
She's not a person of color, she's a person of hue. Hue is a little... Hue or too long.
Get the fuck out of here. Oh, I said that out loud.
But yeah, the whole procreation thing, you just take that and throw it away, because actually the truth is poor people have more children than rich people do.
I don't believe you.
Look it up. It is pretty much a standard across almost any nation. Poor people do the most baby having, baby making. Rich people tend to be a little bit more conservative. You can even look at the standard of living in countries as far as like the amount of money they make and if they're a first or third world country. The more a country elevates, the more the technology grows, the more money that they gain, the less children the affluent society in that country start having. Poor people, they just have babies.
Fuck them kids.
That's just the way it is. And that's just a natural phenomenon that happens. So to be like, hey, poor people shouldn't have kids, it's just like, that's a nice sentiment, I guess. Unrealistic.
Yeah, and it's kind of messed up, especially with the economy. Because she was just like, I get that there's inflation and I get all of those points. But I don't think you do, because it seems like the stepdad is rich now.
Get the money, y'all. There's poor people around.
Right. That's what I'm getting from him. He's like really well off.
Yes. Yeah.
So she's completely disconnected from whatever the struggle was.
She lives in Orange County. Orange County is rich folk. It's rich folk. What are we talking about? You don't know what it's like to be poor anymore. Yeah. That's a whole different society now.
And it's why she has such this strong, period. They should broke men, and it's only men. It's only dealing with just men.
Yeah.
A woman doesn't have to pursue anything. She can just be a woman. That's all it is.
Right.
In this scenario, she just has to be a woman. It doesn't matter if she's broke or if she's middle class, rich, or anything like that. She deserves a rich man.
Right.
And it's kind of weird because she was like, her friend was dating or said something about he's not rich but he's wealthy and like character and
morality.
Cannot make this shit up.
So it was like if he was rich financially, he doesn't have to be.
Right. He doesn't have to be a good
and
person.
it would have been okay.
Yeah.
That's what it seemed like. That what was being said. That's what I interpreted.
That's the message I was getting too. But it did seem like there's different rules for the men and the women that they had in mind, for sure. A man, if you're a broke man, well, you got some work to do, young fella. You got to get your money up before you are able to access any kind of woman, right? But as for a woman, there's a little more leniency. You can kind of, you don't have to be rich. You can even be on food stamps and get a man.
Be on welfare. Like her mother.
Yes, her very own mother was. That disconnect is amazing to me. To how you could come from a poor background and still think this way, that only rich men should be able to procreate.
You know what was crazy to me, like somewhat towards the beginning, one of the girls was like, you know, my dad was broke and he had 4 of us. If y'all don't remember, just play this little clip right here.
My dad's a broke man. Yeah, my dad's a broke man, and he has 4 kids from 4 different.
Broke men should not have a lineage.
They shouldn't. Why are they procreating?
I am with you,
they can't
but
afford
that's
it.
You see how insane that is? Because she's saying this, and it's like, well, if he did not try to procreate, you wouldn't be here. You and your other siblings would not be here, and it looks like you're doing fine.
Looks like it.
You're on the damn podcast. You hear me? So make it make sense. Make it make sense.
So she clearly doesn't want to be here. Is that what she's saying? Under the table? I just wish I would have just been aborted, I guess.
That's the cognitive dissonance of it is bizarre. Yeah. You are in one area of your brain. I guess it's compartmentalized.
That's what it is. Compartmentalization.
You're like, men should be like this, but then your dad is a man, but
it's not that.
He doesn't have to fit into this standard.
Yes.
Yeah. A standard that is responsible for your creation.
No. True. It makes me feel like we should do a video on compartmentalization and what that is and how it comes out in everyday life. Because I feel like most people don't know what that is and what it looks like. Because that's what this is. That's what this young lady is demonstrating. Compartmentalization. She's able to,
and cognitive dissonance.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's able to take an aspect of her life, have a rule set by it in her mind, and put it over here, and have someone who is of importance in her mind not adhere to that rule.
That's the dissonance part.
Yes. And they exist at the same time in her mind.
Right. That's the dissonance
She
part.
was poor. Her dad was poor. She thinks that poor people shouldn't procreate. Her dad was a poor man that procreated.
Help me!
And look at her now.
Make it make sense.
Right.
Because I can't do it for you.
Right.
You know?
I won't do it for you. There's no value if I do the thing for you. That's why we do these type of shows, because it's like we try to highlight silly things.
Yeah.
Talk about it in Do you see why this is stupid?
You're delusional.
Do you see why this is stupid?
Why it doesn't make sense. That's the whole purpose of this.
Yeah.
Some of this was, and like I said, she walked back a lot of it. Towards the end of it, she started
to the foot.
She started sidestepping like a mug once pressure was applied. Well, have you thought about this? Have you thought about that?
I thought they like pressure. I thought they like
apply
pressure. Yeah.
Apply pressure, fellas. But not like this.
No, that's not what I'm trying to. I need to gather my thought. The sun in my eye. I couldn't. What? Just you said this.
Yes.
And we holding you accountable to it. And now you trying to change from broke being a financial situation to a
moral,
and character
driven. Well, if you broke financially, it might be, but not. That's not what you meant, bro. That's not what you meant.
Stop it. Get some help.
So,
ridiculous.
My final thoughts on this is that it's stupid, for sure. I want to reiterate that this is not all women. Talking to my fellas. All women don't think like this. As much as the stupid stuff you see on podcasts today, understand that this is a small segment of women. In real life, most women don't think like this, fellas. So you don't have to be like, well, this is the problem with females now, and this is why y'all single. And you ain't got to do all that, dog. This is just a podcast bringing on women with controversial takes in order to gain views. And it works. This is what they do. The mistake would be in assuming that all women think like this, because they don't. This is a stupid take, and I feel like most women would agree with it. Most women probably have dated a broke man before, so they don't probably adhere to this nonsense. And if you haven't dated a broke man before, you probably have and didn't realize it.
Oh my God!
Just saying. And that's my final thoughts on it. What you got?
My final thoughts is, and shout outs, I think it's to the guy Andrew Wilson.
Yeah.
I mean, take a shot at it every time he says Andrew and Wilson in that little part.
Mr. Wilson, Mr. Anderson.
But I think that holding a person accountable to what they're saying is very, very much important. And I think the points the guy was making were very valid, and it made sense. And you see how she just started, walking back. And they even said in the middle of it, like, nah, don't walk back.
Don't do that.
Come on. Like, this is what you signed up for. Don't step out the kitchen because it got hot. You came in hot. The first few, 20 seconds or something like that, she came in strong and was like, period. You know what I'm saying? They shouldn't, broke men
Anything heavy
shouldn't procreate. Period. Okay, stand on business then. And when start pressuring her about that, like, now she like,
when you saw
nah, man. And we actually need to have more conversations like that, where you challenge people with stupid ideas, and see how they squirm and start sweating, because she was able to say this shit around other people that accepted that kind of behavior and was okay with it. And then when she got around people who were actually of some sort of intelligence, you see how she started to walk backwards because she started receiving pressure. That's the issue. She came from comfort. She had this conversation before. Absolutely. These women around her heard her point of view before, and she just thought she could just come in and just say that kind of shit and it'd be cool and nobody would really. Nah. She got that ass toed up.
Bring that ass here, boy.
Toed back, left and right. And that's how it should be. And that's how it's gonna be. You come on our show, we gonna do the same shit to you. What's that?
We gotta pressure you.
What's happening?
We gotta get to the core of your beliefs. Why do you think this way? Why do you think it's okay to think this way?
It's just foolish. And then it all boiled down to it just being one particular sex. Like being, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Which is the impetus of the stupidness. This is like, just men, not women. Why? And that's how we get into it. But that's our show, y'all. Appreciate y'all for listening to our ramblings. So once again, we're gonna have a little more coming for you sooner rather than later. But I'm your host, B Ryder, co-host
J Bell,
and this has been
Final Thoughts. Shout outs to Monique.